fallout, smoke, women crying for their sons because their sons are not, Romans killing riotous groups that are rising up, free Judea, free our people, autonomy for Israel. You had Herod, an Edomite, and his dynasty. Herod's ruling, killing any potential threat, any potential Messiah. Then you had the Pharisees and the Sadducees that we learned from Josephus are not Jews by birth. No.
Where did the evils come from? Who are the evils? Could you explain that to me? Your own words.
Well, in my own words, I will tell you that I was a student of history, but we didn't discuss or go into Igbo history. And I'm yet to learn more. But one thing is, I was opportune to meet my grandparents, whom from childhood had always made us to understand that we are one of the lost tribes of Israel. So from my grandmother,
ancestors are sitting on this table all the way back to Nigeria. All of them. My ancestors were Igbos from Nigeria, and Igbos are called black Jews, and Igbos are called black Jews.
Right? Now look at these. I'm telling you, I gotta show y'all. A picture speaks 1,000 words. Just look for yourself. And this is the creme de la creme. All praises be to the Most High, y'all. Everything we've been through, y'all, the Most High is going to retribute it on all the nations that have had a hand in the oppression of his apple, the apple of his eye, his chosen people, his beloved, his fervent lover, his only begotten. They're going to have their part in the lake of fire. You see them tormented by some kind of creature. I don't even know what that even is, y'all. Judgment in chains. He that led into captivity shall go into captivity. All praise to the Most High, y'all. What's up, BZ Dynasty? This is your boy. So, now that we've gone through the Moorish history, right? Now that we've shown who are the Moors, right? Who are the Jews and the Moors of Spain? That a lot of these Moors were actually Israelites by ethnicity, but had been Arabicized, had been converted to the Arab religion or the Ishmaelite religion of Islam. Now that we understand that these are all really Israelites that all teamed together and went into Spain and wreaked havoc under Tariq Ibn Ziyad. They took over Spain. They established this Moorish empire. They ruled from 711 to 1492, and to the Christian Edomite Europeans banished these Israelites out of the continent of Spain, right? So when they banished them in 1492, we see their chief location we see that their chief location that they fled to during this exile was Morocco. Now, as we've already talked about, you guys, Morocco was on the tip of the continent of Spain. It's directly connected to Spain at the Gibraltar Strait. All right. So they went into Morocco, and now we're going to see if the oral tradition of some of these West African tribes corroborates this event taking place, corroborates these Israelites going into Morocco and later going into West Africa, or Negro land, also called Lam, and eventually settling in West Africa, such as Nigeria. And these becoming the tribes, the Niger-Congo tribes, the Bantu-speaking tribes that African Americans so-called are taken from, linking us through all of this amazing history back to the ancient Israelites through the Sephardic orphan exiles, right? The Sephardic exiles of the Iberian Peninsula that went into North Africa via Morocco and later settled in West Africa. Let's see if we can corroborate this. Let's get it, y'all. So, we already talked about in previous videos about the Yorubas or tradition about being the sons of Ephraim, right? We talked about that some people tried to say that it was linked to Samuel Johnson or his cousin, Bishop Ajayi Crowder. But we've showed that even Olaudah Equiano talked about this history in his autobiography in 1787. So this predates that. The work that Samuel Johnson was alluding to was actually Hugh Clapperton of 1820, who was quoting Muhammad Bello, who was citing Leo Africanus, who lived during the late 1400s, early 1500s. That this was well known that the Yoruba were descended from Canaanite tribe, i.e. Israelite tribe, that land of Canaan, the land of Israel. So we see on this source that it even talks about the Yoruba Jewish population, right, who claim to come from the Israeli tribe, or Israelite tribe, I hate how they use Israeli, Israelite tribe of Ephraim, and were said to have been driven to Yoruba land from Morocco by the Moorish Muslims and eventually mingled with Yoruba people, their greater Israelite family. These black Jews in southern Nigeria are called Imo Yokwayim, or strange people by the native Africans, but these black Jews call themselves B'nai Ephraim, or sons of Ephraim. This is one source. Let's see if we got another source that says it. On Nari line, right, we see, y'all probably seen me bring up this oral tradition before. Iberian Jews. Iberia is the ancient term for Spain. So ancient Spain, or Iberian Jews of Yoruba nationality. The B'nai Ephraim, children of Ephraim, the son of Joseph, from Nigeria, live among the Yoruba nationalities. Their oral history tells that the B'nai Ephraim people, right, came from Morocco after the Jews were banished from the Iberian Peninsula sometime after 1492. They speak a dialect, a mixture dialect of Moroccan Arabic, Yoruba, and Aramaic. They are known by the Yoruba people as the Imo Yokwayim, or strange people. Unlike other African Israelite communities in Nigeria, which shows you it's a bunch of them, the B'nai Ephraim have the Torah, portions of which they keep in the sanctuaries. All praises. Now, this article also talks about how they didn't settle among the Yoruba by accident, right, or by chance. They recalled that a body of their people had departed Canaan. This is supported by Muhammad Bello's claim, which is Leo Africanus talks about, Hugh Clapperton, Samuel Johnson, that they recalled a body of their people had departed Canaan in the ancient times. This is circa 722 BC, at the advent of the fall of the Assyrian dynasty, right? And they had settled to become the present-day Yoruba people of Nigeria. So these B'nai Ephraim went back to the rest of their Israelites, who are the Yoruba, who are the Igbo, and all these other people, right? A lot of y'all are like, let's go to another source. So, now this is Cambridge University Press by Ulysses Santa Maria. He also quotes this same event, this second to the last paragraph. In southern Nigeria, this is Yoruba land, the natives call black Jews the strange people, or Imo Yokwayim. They are called the B'nai Ephraim, the sons of Ephraim. They claim that their ancestors came from Morocco. This is supported by Al-Andalus. If you don't know Al-Andalus, Al-Andalus was crucial in the map making process, the mapping out of Africa and the slaves and all this thing. So this is a credible guy that is also vouching. I've showed you guys older maps. Let me see if I can find it. Older maps that show the B'nai Ephraim on it. Let's look at it. And on this map it says Yemen Jews, Falashas, Berber, Moorish, and Negro Jews. And you see B'nai Ephraim on there as well. So we got Cambridge. We got map makers like Al-Andalus saying the same thing about the B'nai Ephraim. We got multiple different websites talking about it. Let me pull this back up. We also had just buku websites that are talking about the same history. Not just that, you all, but Dr. Rudolph R. Windsor. I'm going to put that on the screen. And from Babylon to Timbuktu, he mentions the Yoruba sons of Ephraim are the B'nai Ephraim as well. Not just that, but we have the Jewish Encyclopedia that vouches and says the same thing about the B'nai Ephraim. So y'all, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let everything be established. I just hit y'all with at least 5. All right. So we've established the Yoruba. We've established them being linked to Ephraim. We've established the B'nai Ephraim. But their claim is that they came from Morocco. Let's see if we have any scholarly sources that prove that Jews migrated into Morocco, which would set the stage for those Jews in Morocco to go into Nigeria. Now, we've already talked about Heinrich Gratz, who is the prime historian when it comes to Jewry, y'all. If you have not heard of Heinrich Gratz, he is the first to compile a complete consensus. He's the first to create a extensive account for the Jewish history, and we're going to look at his volume 4 that says the northern coast of Africa and the inhabitable regions inland. Now, this is talking about West Africa inland, were full of Jews of Spanish descent or Sephardic Israelites, Iberian Jews. This is the Yoruba or tradition. They had congregated there in great numbers during the century from the persecution of 1391 to their total expulsion, the Alhambra decree of 1492. From Safi, the most southwestern town of Morocco, to Tripoli. So now this is Henry Gratz talking about the Moroccan Jewry. We're establishing that there were Moroccan Jews to see if we can prove the Iberian Jews' claim of the Yoruba, that they came from Morocco. So we have Heinrich Gratz. Not just that, we have the Jewish Virtual Library that talks about Ifran, the provincial capital of Central Sud region, north central Morocco. Is situated in the Middle Atlas Mountains. It is Morocco's winter and summer premier resort area. According to Judeo-African tradition, Ifran is regarded as the first, this is Morocco, site of Jewish settlement in Morocco. Many legends have been created about this ancient community, whose first members are said to have arrived at Eretz Israel before the destruction of the first temple. That's how long they had been there. A Jewish kingdom was set up there, which was governed by the Ephraimite family, then named Ephrati. The Jews of this kingdom are said to have belonged to the tribe of Ephraim, one of the lost 10 tribes of Israel. All praises be to the Most High Yah, right? We got some sources that say that this Ephraimite dynasty was about 5,000 plus years old. It was an old group of Israelites that claim to be from the tribe of Ephraim that had been living in Morocco, right, since antiquity. Now, let's go to another source. Now, I found this source being quoted, right, as coming from Rabbi Jacob Moshe Toledano from his Sefer Ner HaMarav in Jerusalem Library in 1910. Now, y'all, let's read this. The Jews of Ifran have conserved up to present another old tradition in support of the belief that their ancestors had come at the time of the deportation of the 10 tribes. This is the fall of the Assyrians, and established themselves in the country. Now, this is Africa. After many generations, they founded a kingdom of their own and subdued all the native people of the said region. This is why I tell you guys, Africa today is named after a Ephraimite or Ephraim, right? I'm trying to get you guys to see. The continent of Africa has just about displaced most of the indigenous Canaanite people. I'm just going to say it like that. Most of the continent of Africa are Israelites. There may be here and there pockets of indigenous Canaanite Hamitic people, but Israel went into Africa and about displaced most of the indigenous. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with that, but the history accounts for multiple different migrations of Israelites into the continent and becoming very populous and becoming numerous beyond measure, right? This is where we get into certain events like the, I'm trying to think, the Tutsis and the of Rwanda, and a lot of that genocide that were taking place because they had all these Israelite tribes flooding into the region of Africa, becoming the Bantus, and just they excelled in agriculture and farming and just a lot of different things in industry, and they just became a great people in the continent. And over time, they displaced a lot of these indigenous African Hamites. But that's a whole nother topic, you guys. Let's just continue with this. So their first monarch was called Abraham Ha'afrati of the tribe of Ephraim, who from whom are descended all the succeeding kings who bore the name of Ephratim or Ephrati. Now, we just read this, And the Jewish Virtual Library, we see this coming from Jerusalem, 1910. I'm going to stick with this source. It kind of goes into some more information. Let's see. Let's look at this. According to the tradition, Ephraim was populated at the time of deportation of the 10 tribes by the Assyrians around 715 BC. These are the fabled lost 10 tribes. This is why I argue Africa is synonymous with the lost tribes of Israel. Y'all got to understand, the continent of Africa is majority Israel, and I would argue up to 80 to 90%. I'm telling you, Africa had become synonymous. The name Africa itself from the Afri or the Bani Ephraim, which goes back to these Ephraimites, right? When Assyria fell, the continent of Africa was flooded with all these Israelites, and this is supported by Derek Lang in his anthropological work about the Yoruba and the lost tribes of Israel. Now let's go to another source. All right. So now this was going, I Googled the Banu Ephraim, and it kind of gave me some interesting information about the origin of the continent of Africa itself. Now it talks about this being a Berber tribe prominent in the history of pre-Islamic and early Islamic North Africa. So this predates Islam and was existing during Islam, is basically what they're saying. These Banu Ephraim are children of Afri, right? Resisted and revolted against foreign occupators. When the Romans came into North Africa, they were resisted by Kahina, right? Daya, who is said to have been an Ephrati or an Ephraimite, right? She was linked to Abraham Ha-Ephrati, the same Afriyat family, and they resisted the Romans coming into Africa. These Berbers, they called them, which are really Amazigh, are freeman people, indigenous Israelite Moorish North Africans, resisted a lot of these Europeans coming in until they eventually ceded to the Muslim Umayyad dynasty that came in, you guys, and used a lot of these Ephraimite Israelites to conquer Spain and establish a dynasty. That's why you see the Jews and the Moors of Spain are the Muslim Moors cooperating with the Jewish Moors, because they all were black people, and most of which were Israelites by ethnicity. All right. So, guys, I got all kinds of different scholarship like this. It goes on forever. But basically, I want you guys to see there is so much documentation that the Yoruba, right, have at least a pocket population, the Bani Ephraim, that come from Morocco and are said to be of the tribe of Ephraim. This is not talking about the greater Yoruba people who are descendants of King Jeroboam and that northern kingdom event of 722. We're just talking about the recent banishment of the Sephardic Jews into Yoruba land, right? And a lot of these were taken in the slave trade. So we proved that the Yoruba are Iberian Jews, right? Many of which, Bani Ephraim, come from Morocco. We've shown so many sources, you guys, about the Moroccan Jewry, a lot of these Moroccan Ephraimites, the Jewish Virtual Library, Jerusalem Library, all of these talk about these Moroccan Jews. Henry Gratz, who is one of the most prized scholars and historians about Jewry, right? Not just that, but we got the DavidicDynasty.org that says that the second family, the Sephardic, are the Al-Dahudi family, the David family, who are descendant from the children of the last murdered exilarch, Rashagola, right? That these children, let me skip down, as it seems several other families branched out from this David family, such as the Yaya Negro family, the Abarbanels, right? Who also never ceased to trace their origin to King David. Watch this. Those related, let me highlight this. Those related to the David family we find after the expulsion of the Jews from Spain and Morocco. Y'all, it's so much linked to this David family, these Ephraimites, these Ephrati people in Morocco, and later into Negro land and becoming the Yoruba people. And also you have Igbo, Sephardics, all throughout West Africa. But I'm just going to deal with the Yoruba because there's so much information about the Yoruba being linked to this people. All right. So with that, y'all, I know this was a lot of history. All right. I just had to do it just to kind of show you guys that we are Spanish in origin. We are Sephardic people, right? The word Negro itself is Sephardic in origin. That means that Negroes descend from people like the Yaya Negro family, the Abarbanels, the David family, these Ephraimite families in Nigeria that migrated from Morocco after being banished from Spain. So during antiquity, our people were in Israel. We ended up in Spain. We migrated to North Africa, Morocco, and then we migrated to Nigeria. And then the transatlantic took place because King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella gave European countries license to get these slaves that they had just banished. These Moorish Israelite exiles that they had just banished. They gave Christopher Columbus and all these other European people license to get these slaves. And this is our untold history, you guys. Our Spanish history that they don't want to talk about because it connects us directly back to Israel via the Spanish Inquisition. So any of my brothers and sisters that call themselves Christian, I got to say it, y'all. When you know the hell that the Christian church executed against the Israelites, I don't know how you can call yourself a Christian. When you know how they were burning Israelites at the doors of the church, that they had Sunday services where they were burning families of Israelites that refused to convert to Christianity. When you know this history that Harvard attests to in The Jews and Moors of Spain by Joseph Christoph, when you look at E.H. Lindo, The History of the Jews and the Moors of Spain, how they were killing these Negroes and investigating to see if they secretly kept their heritage. When you know this history, now you see why Israelites tell you guys Christianity is not our religion. And when I say that, I'm not talking about Yeshua or the Bible, but this modern Christianity that we keep today. So with that, y'all, I hope this was informative. Peace, love, blessings, black power to the chosen race. We are the people. We are the Sephardic Israelites. We are the Nigerian Israelites. We are the people of the book. And there's so much history, you guys. And I hope you guys got something from it. So with that, y'all, peace, love, blessings, and black power. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.